Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And for some reason today, my camera is not working properly. Very unfortunate you can't see this face, alright? But it'll have to do. Having said that, today we are noticing one very important thing yet again. Whenever you think that the bottom is in, think again, alright? Because it doesn't work like that. Right now, there are crazy signs of a big recession in the stock market and everywhere else. We're seeing it in watches. We're seeing it in homes piece by piece. We're seeing it in the euro. And we're seeing it in the fear from the governments. Again, I've talked to you guys before. We do not trust the words of these Wall Street moguls and whatever they say on CNBC. No. We don't care about any of that. Well, however, what I do notice is people tend to get too riled up on, oh, the breakout is happening. This means it's the big reversal. No, there are many signs that are showcasing, hey, Bitcoin looks to have found its bottom around 17 or 18,000. Looks pretty juicy. However, as I've said before, this bottom, this $20,000 zone for Bitcoin could literally stay around for the next 7 months or so without anybody really being too amazed by it or too be like, whoa, wow, what just happened? No, it would not be too crazy for all of us. And I want you guys to understand that really properly. The crypto market might recover tomorrow, might recover the day afterwards. But if we follow the halving cycles, for example, wouldn't be too crazy to keep crypto a little bit on the low pit, a little fire for a little bit, while they hammer and violate in crypto regulation, because that's really what's happening right now, while they also go through a lot of those, what do we call them again, bailouts. That's all happening right now. The fundamentals for crypto are being set, but most of these regulations are being worked on in the background while they keep crypto low is my thoughts. Guys, honestly, I've been thinking about this for a very long time. Think with me here. Isn't it very logical that you want crypto on a very low fire right now in terms of price and excitement while you're getting those regulations in? Think about this very well. Do you want Bitcoin at $79,000 when everybody's hyped up about it, everybody's making money, and then the US comes in and says, we're going to ban the freaking living hell out of this one? Don't you think people would go riot and go crazy? However, if people have lost faith, if they've manipulated you to think that crypto is lost forever, it's doomed, it's bad, it's garbage, and then we'll ban it, or we're going to do something bad to it, or we're going to regulate it. People will be like, you see, it was garbage all along. Yeah, like we already thought. When things are down 75%, that's a lot easier for people to digest. So the big funds, I think, they know what they want in that regard, or at least the manipulation is there. Then again, on the other end, that's where you're seeing FTX and BNB, or I guess Binance and stuff like that, buy these crypto companies out. They know it's just temporary. And again, that's the most important part to understand here. All these dumps, all this time, it's just temporary. So there's a lot of crypto that I'm buying this dip. One of the coins I'm buying that I do not talk about enough, I guess, is XDC. A little bit of news we have right now about this specific crypto. You can find it in the rankings. Again, my thoughts on cryptos are not necessarily your best financial advice. You know, consult your freaking accountant or something, or your dad, I don't know. Happy to announce that Lit Protocol has integrated with XDC Network through the help of StoreX that brings decentralized access control by expanding privacy through a unique way of utilizing NFTs. Learn how by reading about Lit Protocol below. Just a little bit of XDC news. But also, I saw this, right? Impel. What is going on right here? I was like, wait a minute. ISO 20022. What's going on? Well, Impel is a fintech innovator that uses blockchain tech to deliver financial messaging, ISO 20022 standard, with optional collateral for instant settlement and a bridge to the R3 Corda platform to future-facing banks and fintechs. I was like, that's interesting on its own, but does that mean anything? Well, Troy actually shared this. Impel offers ISO 20022 compliant financial messaging with optional collateral using the XDC network. Try their demo like I just did. You'll love it too. Try the ISO 22 demo here. I didn't know XDC in any way, shape, or form was involved, or at least that's the thing, right? I personally noticed. I don't know enough about exactly how XDC works because I'm looking through. I'm like, wait a minute. It's actually a lot broader, XDC's network, than I originally thought, or than I could actually have imagined, really. And then I started thinking like, oh, people keep telling me about XDC. People keep telling me about XDC. But the last couple of months have been mostly focused on quant and learning more about that. But this is something that I've myself been sleeping on with the way in which they're expanding and doing things. Really, really juicy platform, or network, I should say. And I've been investing a lot more into this one now that I've been learning more about it. But still, I don't know everything. I'm just learning more and more and more, right? You guys have told me about it for a long time. This is a really juicy one. I've been thinking about it. I've been buying a little bit, but I didn't fully understand. And now it's starting to grow on me, guys. So again, if you want a little insider tip right there, I should say, I guess, from a crypto person, Look this one up because it's a lot juicier than I ever expected. It's, oh wow, right? I'm excited about that. However, that's just my little thoughts on XDC for a little bit. This one we covered in our previous video, or if it did not publish that yet, it will be our next video on the channel. So don't worry don't watch it. Don't worry for that. I'll come to you. A little bit about Jed McCaleb. I just want to quickly mention it. He's almost done selling. Leonidas just posted, Jed will be selling 4 million XRP per day this week. His 22.6 or 32.2 million XRP will run out Saturday, the 16th of freaking July. It took Jed 8 years, 1 month, and 25 days since announcing his sales to finally get rid of his 9 billion XRP. Best of luck, Jed. And oh boy, does that feel strange. I don't know. It feels odd that he's almost done selling. This will be literally phenomenal for the... Can you understand how much 9 billion XRP is, all right, of the circulating supply? That's like 20%. Now, he did give a lot of it away, but even if you give things away, who are you giving away to? What is he going to do with that money? It's been looming in the back of my head, but damn, right? Damn, 9 billion XRP is finally done selling. That's just juicy. I talked about it partially in my previous video, but people got to understand this is crazy news. All right, and the fact that it's Saturday already, I'm like hopping around in my chair a little bit. All right. John Dean said it right now on Twitter. It shouldn't take much pressure for several on the committees to support the Empower US referral. As I informed them in my letter, Empower US and Jason Foster, I think it's Jason, right? Yeah, are independent and do not own XRP or any crypto. This is the easiest call of their congressional careers. What is that referring to? Take a look at this. Digital Asset Investor shared, keep retweeting this and name every single congressman who's not calling for an SEC investigation. As John Dean before shared, and this is like a little, rabbit hole. If you have a senator on the banking committee or a representative sitting on the FSC, please know they have all received a letter from me on behalf of their XP holder constituents asking them to inquire about the Empower US IG referral. Ask them if they intend to inquire. You should ask your senators about that, right? I think, or what do they call representatives, whatever. As Digital Asset Investor earlier said, Grand Slam, the SEC/Congress, oh, my keyboard got lost, whatever, it doesn't matter, I don't think, believe that they can pass crypto legislation and the corruption just goes away. Lose the people's trust, lose the country. The truth will set you free. The first congressperson with the courage to call for an SEC investigation will be a rock star. Not one has called for an SEC investigation. And I'm wondering until when it's going to take, right, for any one of these guys to be like, hey, you know what? Indeed, what the SEC is doing is not so proper. Let's investigate it. And then I think the whole rabbit hole will be, dug out and filled with freaking water or something to kind of flood out the freaking rabbits, I guess, at that point. Or snakes, maybe. Who cares? Where they're going to just kind of figure out everything that went wrong, or at least it's not logical. And one of the, I guess, negative parts about what happened before and that needs to be kind of fixed, or that's their plan all along, is this. John Dean shared it on Twitter. On January 1st, 2021, 9 days after the XP lawsuit, I filed the writ of mandamus and said the SEC chose to sue Ripple because it would be welcomed by those that dislike Ripple. And there were a lot of that. They think, oh, Ripple is just or XRP is just a centralized piece of garbage. It's just a banker's coin. I don't want it, yada, yada, yada. With Ethereum, it would have had a lot more trouble, basically. They knew. And also, Ripple was an easy target because they remained in the US. But mostly, I think, because of this divide that they would do. It is the classic divide and conquer strategy. Now, some XRP holders want the SEC to sue Ethereum. And so the strategy actually works. And Jimmy Life underneath here says, it's understandable, unfortunate but understandable for XP holders to feel this way. Because once more, the whole, I don't want to say corruption, but the whole strangeness lies mostly within the SEC's way of handling Ethereum. And so it is logical that when the Ethereum community is like, haha, screw you XRP holders, you stupid garbage, centralized piece of garbage. And we notice, hey, Ethereum's gotten a preferential treatment for no real good reason, and nobody's trying to acknowledge that they did get that. They're like, well, but then investigate them. And then the SEC kind of backsteps Ethereum by saying, no, it's not necessarily safe. But then we're like, so why didn't you sue them? And the whole rabbit hole kind of, as I said before, kind of fills up, but it gets so difficult and gets so tangled up. I personally think with once, hey, Ripple trending. Hey, that's interesting. By the way, make sure you press the like button if you're enjoying these videos. With one small investigation into the SEC, looking into exactly what William Himmons said, looking at exactly what the thoughts were as to why they should sue this company and not that one, why they wouldn't go for making proper crypto rules but suing. And if it's for their career or not, just some investigation to see what these people were thinking, what's going on in the back of their heads, and if there's like an ethical conflict. Just one investigation. Doesn't have to take long, doesn't have to be too deep, but just one. It will come, but it might take time. It might be too late, when the whole Ripple case is finished. Then they might be like, oh, let's investigate them when things are over and Ripple has won. But John Dean says, I will go first. Senator Jack Reed, I sent you a letter on behalf of hundreds of XP holders in, I don't know what RI means in that sense. Empower US has made a referral for an IG investigation into former SEC senior officials. Are you going to send a letter of inquiry or not? There is absolutely no valid reason for a senator or representative to not make the requested inquiry and support an investigation. This is not speculation. Internal SEC emails make a prima facie, whatever, showing that Hinman violated conflict laws. He met 3 or more times after this warning. Here are the members of Congress on the committees. And he's naming some people, right? Some people. And so John Dean is going out for the freaking fire, right? He's going for it, and I think he'll get it. It's just a matter of time before one of these guys will pop. And then eventually, once they really give it attention, I personally think a lot of these guys don't want to take the bait that John Dean is throwing out because it's too hot of a fire. It's like you don't want to expose the mouth that's feeding you, If you know what I mean? You don't want to expose the upper layer, the upper echelon of things. So from a certain perspective, I understand. And maybe it's also too much of an uphill battle. That's why they don't want to go for it. But eventually, one of these guys will be like, screw it, and let's call out everything for what it is. Let's face this. And all we have to do is wait for that, and I think XP will get its justification. Then again, guys, I'm still pretty convinced that they will win, which I think is going to be crazy gains. You will see, though. You will see. That was it for today's video. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed it. Let's fight this together. Do whatever you can, like John Dean said, to help out in this case. And I'll see you guys again in another one.